Hello everyone. I want to talk about clothes. I want to talk about how we do clothes, and I want to talk about chemicals in clothes, because that is like something that most people don't actually know, that a lot of clothes actually contain a lot of chemicals that are harmful not only for the planet but also harmful for us. And the reason I want to talk about this is because I just saw an article that came up about Shane and Temu, that their clothes have been tested. They had been testing them and found that they were high levels of really harmful chemicals that actually is very harmful for you when you wear them. So I just thought about it. It would be really interesting to talk about this, and I want to share how we will like actually sustainable brands that we like. Because good news is there are a lot of shitty, and I'm going to say that, shitty clothing companies out there that do some really shitty things to the planet and take shortcuts and to produce clothes quickly and cheaply. And unfortunately, who are paying for that is us when we wear them, but also the planet. So anyway, but there are a lot of companies who actually do really good things that are sustainable, but there are a lot of greenwashing out there. Lots and lots of greenwashing. Actually, a couple of years ago, H&M actually was sued and actually lost because they were greenwashing and saying that they were doing things and promoting themselves as being more green than they really are. I was teaching a class. I actually had a class a couple of weeks ago, and I brought up about clothes, obviously, because it was about zero waste. And someone got really offended who was there in the class, and I feel really bad for that, because I was saying that I don't buy things from companies that are cheap and not well made. And so, for example, I will not buy from H&M. And someone got really, really offended about that and thought that, like, well, H&M actually has a lot of organic things. And that's true. However, I look at, when I buy from a company, I don't look at if they just do a few things organic. Cotton, I look at the company as whole, and also their practices, the sustainable practices. So anyway, let's talk about this. Because it is true, unfortunately, a sad fact that many conventional clothing lines are treated with chemicals, really bad ones, and pesticides and synthetic dyes, and forever chemicals, meaning forever. Once they enter our body, or in the environment, they will not go away. So we want to really think about this. So for how we do clothes, and I want to talk about that. So obviously we buy a lot of secondhand. Now, when we buy secondhand, we still try to buy organic. And there are a lot of actually secondhand organic clothes out there. And can I tell you why? Because a lot of them are well made, which meaning that they actually have a second life, meaning that when you're done with them, if you're like outgrown them or they don't fit anymore, or whatever reason that you don't need that item anymore, they have a really good secondhand value. So I have bought a lot of, and like we all have bought really good organic clothes, and especially when the kids were younger, like the boys, when they were much younger, I would buy these clothing packages that were organic, secondhand, because they grew like weeds, so I didn't need it to be, I didn't need it to last forever, but I did end up selling them unless they were stained, that happens with kids. Okay, so I would see that the PFAS are the most known chemical in clothes. Again, these are known to be the forever chemicals because they do not break down in the environment. And they're found in shoes and cosmetic and mattresses, pads. They're feminine pads, okay? These are things that we do not want to have. And the thing is that when we wear it or we sleep on it, we do absorb these chemicals. That's why we want to avoid them. And there's also, here's a really scary fact. There are approximately 8,000 synthetic chemicals that are used in the industry. And I read, and I can't remember this, but jeans, for example, there's some amazing amount of chemicals used to dye them. And the good news, what I found with jeans, is something that you can definitely find secondhand, because again, they last a long time. I mean, I'm sure that there are some really cheap jeans out there, but they last a really long time. So I like when you buy clothes, not only do you want to focus on organic and buy from a sustainable business, but you also want to make sure that you buy clothes that are well made with good quality, because they will last a long time. Now, you also want to take good care of your clothes. I have a favorite dress. It's a denim dress that I bought actually 30 years ago, and I wear it all the time in the summertime, obviously. And it's one of my favorite dresses. I'm taking really good care of it, meaning we wash our clothes mostly in cold water. They do get clean. We use soap nuts. So clothes tend to last longer because we're not using hot water, we're not using chemicals when we wash them, and we pretty much hang dry all our clothes. So you want to avoid, and I saw this TikTok trend, I think last year, when people were like, oh, look how many items of clothing I got for whatever X amount of money, and they would show it, and they of course came from Shein and Temu and stuff like that, and it made me sick. This is fast fashion. You want to avoid fast fashion. So instead of, and of course, if you buy organic from sustainable business, it will cost you more, but again, it will last you longer. So you have to think about it. You can buy a lot of items cheap from a cheap, non-sustainable company that also will harm you and the planet at the same time, or you can buy from a sustainable business, spend a little bit more money, but you're getting a good quality. Stuff like that. So what are our favorite brands? So I would say James, he loves Patagonia. If you watched the video and when he talks about zero waste for men, you should check that out. He really likes Patagonia because, and again, he's very minimal. We all are very minimal in this family. We do not have a lot of clothes. I actually would joke and think that the boys have more clothes than any of us. But he loves Patagonia. He loves that brand. He loves the way it looks. He's kind of sporty kind of guy. And also Patagonia, he can buy actually clothes that are secondhand. They sell actually secondhand clothes, which is really, really nice. But Bella is really good at keeping her closet pretty neutral in the color scheme, in the sense that she can wear a lot of pieces with a lot of different pieces. So it's very much of a capsule wardrobe she has. I think Bella looks great. But she also doesn't buy a whole lot of clothes. Even though she likes clothes, she doesn't buy a lot of them. She is very, very picky, which I'm really proud of her. Sanctuary Clothes she got a sweater from Sanctuary Clothes. That's been her favorite because, she used to have a lot less clothes and shoes, and then we moved to Sweden, and she needs to have more clothes because it's colder here. So Bella got this sweater from Sanctuary Clothes, and she really likes them. They are a great company. I'm gonna let Bella talk about her.
Since moving to Sweden, I have needed to get some more winter clothes because living in San Diego, you definitely do not need sweaters. So I'm about to introduce you to my favorite new staple in my wardrobe. This sweater from Sanctuary is the best thing I have bought this winter season. So first off, we're going to talk about the certifications that Sanctuary has because they are amazing. I have to have my phone for notes here because there are so many of them. They're certified with the Global Organic Textile Standard, Global Recycled Standard. They're certified in Organic 100% Content Standard. And that's not even all of them. There's so many more.
For her clothes, she just have a few shoes that she loves and she wears them all the time. And she takes good care of them, and same thing with her clothes. So for her sweaters and stuff like that, she does not wash them a whole lot. She will actually turn them inside out and air them out. Same thing with jeans. That way they will last longer for her. So for me, I would talk about, so I love secondhand clothes. Like this is one of my tops that I got. I love finding these really rare, beautiful pieces. And Bella does that too, by the way. And here in Stockholm, we're so lucky. There's so many great, fashionable secondhand stores. And it is also, we live in a very boho neighborhood. So it is, I mean, you always see beautiful people coming with beautiful outfits, and you can tell that these are secondhand clothes, and it's like a fashionable thing. So, but for new clothes, I obviously do buy new clothes too. The clothes that I found the hardest to find to buy sustainable workout clothes. I work out 5 days a week, and workout clothes tend to contain a lot of plastic and a lot of chemicals because they're made with synthetic materials. I was so excited when I finally found Pact. Pact, well, first of all, I love their style, but my workout clothes comes from Pact. So I just actually brought my pants. So I only have 3 pair of workout pants because I don't need more than that because I do wash them. But these are my workout pants, and I love it because I have pockets. I need to have pockets because I go running and I need to bring my phone with me because I listen to music, but also need to bring keys and stuff like that. So Pact uses only sustainable material, and they are ethically manufactured, and they are climate friendly and carbon neutral. So my workout pants are made with 100% organic cotton. And I think people always be like, well, what's the difference between cotton and cotton? Well, unfortunately, non-organic cotton is sprayed with a lot of chemicals because cotton does get attacked by pesticides. Pests. And they use a lot of pesticides, which makes cotton one of the most sprayed, unfortunately, material that is out there. So it's really, really important to actually choose organic cotton, and especially when you have kids. I mean, I think it all the time, but kids, because they absorb so much, and their bodies are not really developed, and we really want to protect them from as much chemicals as possible. So when you're looking for a company, a clothing company, there are a couple of things you want to look for, because you really want to research them and then make sure and research them from more than one source, not just from their website. And if they just say, oh, we're trying to be organic, we're trying to do, I think that's nice, but you want to see certifications. So Pact are sustainable certified. They are also partnering with Fair Trade USA and Global Organic Textile Standards, as well as Simply Zero. I'm going to put down all of these, what these means, and the links to them, so you can do this research them yourself. And this is something you should look for in companies. And like I said, Sanctuary Clothing, they have all these other certifications. There is a lot of certifications that would guarantee that they are as sustainable as they're saying that they are. So I think it is really important that we as consumers make the right choices, and we do that by doing the research, to looking into it. We don't just take it for what they say, like, oh, like H&M, like, oh yes, we are so green and organic. It's like, because there is, like I said, a lot of greenwashing in this industry. So it's so important to look into the companies. So when it comes to Pact, what I love about them, they have women's clothes and a lot of workout clothes, which is what I use, and they are good quality again, because like I said, I work out 5 days a week, which means that I wash my workout clothes. I also use their socks. I use regular socks, and so for like every day, and organic cotton again, and they feel so good, and like they don't have a lot of seams, which is really important because I get blisters like that. But they also have workout socks, the little shorty socks. I really like those for when I'm working out. But they also have all kinds of clothes. I'm talking about dresses and sweaters, and they have men's clothes, and they have beddings. So this is a really good company. And I'm going to put the link to Pact and to Sanctuary Clothing in the description box, so you can go buy your own clothes from there. Anyway, I hope this video has been helpful. And please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe. And I would say that we can, as consumers, we have a lot of power, more than we think. It feels like, oh, what can I do? Well, if everyone thinks that way, nothing's going to change. But I have seen a huge movement since we actually became a zero waste family in 2016, and actually we started already in 2006, I've seen a huge movement of people actually demanding, the consumer demanding more better products, more sustainable practices, and the businesses are actually catching on because obviously they want to make money. What better way to do it than to give to the consumers what they want, which is sustainable businesses and organic and sustainable clothes and chemical-free clothes. But like I said, there are also companies that will trying to zoom in on this and do it in a not good way, which is where the greenwashing comes in. So that's why it's really good to do your research for this. Anyway, have a good day. Bye.